It appears everyone has arrived at the gates.
Deep in the desert, far from the great cedar forest, you find yourselves, travelers, in front of the gates of the greatest city on this planet, the great city of Arut. See its great bronze walls. They glisten in the desert sand like an ocean wave cutting across the landscape. Study the fortifications, the towers that reach so high into the sky, built by its glorious king. Fields full of harvest grain, cattle. Nothing is greater than this city. Nothing other than its king. Yes, the city is the king. King Gilgamesh! Gilgamesh, the ox head. Gilgamesh, the stormy heart. He is the power of the city. None can withstand the awe of his power. Not the mother's daughters, as he takes his pick of them, and not the father's son, as he sends them into needless battle. Yes, Gilgamesh is a glorious sight to behold. He's 2 parts God, 1 part man, 10 feet tall. But it is people, his people, that cry out in terror, because no one can withstand the power of Gilgamesh. They cry to the gods, anew the Creator, save us from our own king. He cannot handle himself with us. And because Arut and because Gilgamesh are so great and so wonderful, anew heeded his people's call, and he dipped his hands deep into the lakes and pulled out all clay, and he rolled that clay along the forest floors, collecting nuts and berries and twigs. And with that clay, he formed Enkidu, the wild man. Enkidu, the ox head. Enkidu, the stormy heart. Enkidu, the only man alive able to run to the wolves. Enkidu, able to sing with the birds, able to suckle upon the ass's teat. Yes, Enkidu, the wild man. It was one day when he was out, that hunter chucked a rock across the lake, and as it skipped, it was caught by a large hand, covered in hair. And the hunter, in fear to see this long-legged, hairy body crushing this stone in his hand, hair covering every part of him except for under his eyes and under his armpits and the palms of his hands. He fled in terror to go see the king, King Gilgamesh. He would know what to do. And as he approached the king, he stood there, tossing out orders to his people like a volcano tossing bombs. Build that tower higher! Get the men ready for the next battle! The hunter pleaded with Gilgamesh and told him his tale. Gilgamesh, half paying attention, said, "Go find the prettiest prostitute you can find. Bring her to this wild man. She will show him the ways that only a woman can know, and she will tame him." So, on his way back, the hunter found this bronze, beautiful goddess, Shaman. He brought Shaman to where he saw this wild man. And she laid herself down, taking her robe and making a picnic display for herself. She laid there and waited. And off in the distance, you smelled something that you never smelled before. It was like hunger, and thirst, and desire, all in one. He'd never tasted such a thing before. He had to have it. And in full gallop, trounced his way towards this woman. And he threw himself onto her like a rock onto an egg. But she did not break. No. She wrapped her arms and legs around him and kissed him on the lips and said, "I'm Shemet." He went to snarl. He went to grab. She kissed him and poured wine down his throat and said, "You are to be a king. You are to be beautiful." As she kissed him and played with him, she slowly pulled out all the burrs and fur on his hair. And she showed him the things that only a woman knows how to show man. And after 7 days and 7 nights, Enkidu tossed her off, ran into the forest. He ran to the wolves, but they backed up and they snarled. He sang to the birds, but they flew. He went to the ass, and she cowered in fear. In frustration and in terror, he ripped his own hair out. He ran back to Shemet. Growled, she said, "Come, you are to be a king. Let me show you the great city of Uruk. Let me show you of Gilgamesh." So they made their way. And upon arrival to this great city, people were watching this huge man. Oh, he's so big. He's so strong. He's like Gilgamesh, but much wider. Who is he? Who is this man? Gilgamesh, heading on towards the chapel to have his first pick of newlywed wife. Enkidu saw this. It was filled with rage. How? How can someone do such a thing? Ah! He charged at Gilgamesh, and the two tussled for 7 days, smashing into the walls, breaking down the bricks. It seemed like it was a tornado, tossing everything about. And on the 7th day, they both stood there, panting and breathing. Gilgamesh had never felt something like this before. No one had ever matched him so close. Enkidu, one more time, charged at him, and Gilgamesh met his charge. And with that, instead of claws and headbanging, they embraced and they hugged. They had found each other. And they had found their companions. With this, Gilgamesh taught Enkidu the ways of civilization, taught him how to be a king, how to eat fine food and wine, and how to sleep on comfortable beds and wear fine clothing. And in return, Enkidu taught Gilgamesh the ways of the forest, how to run with the wolves, the great Uawa, the guardian of the cedar forest. It came upon a day the two found themselves to be truly inseparable. And the people rejoiced. Finally, Gilgamesh paying attention to someone else other than them. Finally, Gilgamesh at ease, content. This was not enough. No, even though the two were so great together, Gilgamesh needed more. He needed cedar gates for his town. His city needed these. The problem was Huwawa guarded the cedar forest. Enkidu said, "We cannot do this. Huwawa is great. You don't know Huwawa. I have seen him. He breathes fire. He has a lizard's tail and a lion's head. He's far greater than anything in the whole forest, the whole world." Gilgamesh cared not. "We are inseparable. We are mighty. We are powerful. The two of us can do anything, and that is not. Come, we shall go."